Hi guys, I'm Dina. I go to Columbia and I'm part of ADI. One second, okay. And so first, I just want to say what John Britton said, which is like, this is going to be a little ranty, but also like, this is me saying things like, this is just a person who has experiences, just so you know. That being said, so I wanted to talk about why we do hackathons, because I think that we do a lot with them. They're huge. There's a ton of money. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm like, why would someone give me this much money? What am I doing, right? I'm a kid. And I think that needs a little bit more talking about, because it's insane, right? It's like fucking insane that these people are trusting us with this shit and with their kids, and like, why are they doing it, okay? And really though, really, it's something we need to think about. And ADI is a special place. It's not necessarily like a normal CS club. We have a subcommittee that is called strategy, which means that they literally sit and think about strategy on what we can do better. We're in many ways a philosophical club. And I think that's really valuable. But that's ADI, right? That's not every group. That's not like the expectation of every group. But that's where I'm coming from, just so you know. Because that's like the kind of person that I am. So let's talk about values. Yeah, I like that sign. So ADI has a set of values. We value education. We value community. Dan made this very clear in the morning. He did a great job at that. And that's where we are, right? And so everything we do is kind of based around that idea. We plan the entire year based on thinking of how can we push forth these values and make everyone care about them. Honestly, like values we don't really care about: fame. We don't really care about multinationalism. We don't really care about like money, honestly. Like our prizes are $500, $750, $1,000 for DevFest, right? Cool, like you win $1,000, that's awesome. For a lot of people, that's really, really important money, but that is not $10,000, and I would not be willing to give out $10,000 if we had that much, because I think it sends the wrong message. But that's for my values, and that's our values. And I think that what's really important is that, I think that's really important is that all of us who organize these things can articulate very clearly to each other what those values are, because I think we need to be more intentional about them. Because there's no point in having 50 hackathons that are the same, that are huge, that have the same people there, right? Because who are we touching? We're touching the same people over and over again. But I saw people yesterday, right? Because DevFest is happening right now, haha. I saw people yesterday who have never been to a hackathon before, who will never go to one of these other hackathons, and they left and they were like, thank you for doing this. You really helped me. Like, thank you. And that's why I do it, right? Like, there's no other reason. And I think that we all need to be able to say that, which is why. And I'm really not trying to tell you you should value education and you should value community, because maybe you really value diversity and you really want to make a really diverse hackathon, and that's awesome, right? Granted, we try that too. Like, we really, really try to get a lot of different types of people. We don't know where all the women came from yesterday, but they were there and it was awesome. And it was so nice because no one really had to talk about it. We've been giving out women's shirts also. I don't think we told anyone about it, but like it just happened. And then I wasn't here yesterday and I heard you guys were tweeting about it because I missed it. And I was like, cool, that's something we did. Like, I'm glad that's something awesome that we can all agree on is cool, right? So I want to lead this discussion about our values, and I would really like if people could kind of try and articulate what their values are, so we could get an idea of what differentiates us and what brings us together, besides the fact that we like bringing together large masses of people to code, right? Because that's not really something intrinsically valuable. What's intrinsically valuable is why those people are doing it and what's getting them there. So these are some questions that I threw together. As you can see, I have a lot of slides. So what values underlie a hackathon? Education, community, wonder, right? Wonder is something that I don't think we should take for granted, that there's something beautiful the first time you make something, you're like, fuck, yeah. And then how do those values manifest themselves, right? So size. DevFest, we had 850 people register and we were scared. I would say we were excited, but we were not sure it would manage to be what we wanted it to be in light of the size, right? So I would say we are not trying to grow next year. We were definitely not, because we worry about that. Structure, I mean, you know what our structure is like. It's kind of crazy. And money, right? Like, we are not, our top sponsorship level with our sponsors is $2,500, and we felt bad about asking for that much money because we don't offer companies that much. Like, throughout the week, companies aren't really supposed to touch students. We want to touch students. And like, that's a choice we made. So not touch like that, Nick. Okay, anyways, So yeah, I don't really know how we're gonna lead this discussion, but I would like everyone to get into a circle. So if that would be possible, I think we're gonna do it. We're all engineers here. So if people could not sit like this, it would be much better. But like, I think it's more valuable to sit in a circle than it is to have the camera. These are my values, Alexei. Okay, everybody, let's go.